This
working in
conference
Kansas.
will now be recorded.
I'm currently working in Kansas, in USA. So I'm a database developer. I have around 3 years of experience. So my day-to-day work involves PL SQL programming and here and there SQL queries. So,
you're looking for ServiceNow?
yeah, so I just want to change my technology. I mean, I just want to move into a new technology. So I found ServiceNow currently has that boom. So I thought of why not just try it. So yeah, this is about me.
So any basic overview do you have about the tool? Like, do you know what is ServiceNow and all?
Yeah, I have gone through your videos, your introduction tutorials that has got 2 videos. So for the company that I'm working now, so they use ServiceNow tool for raising the tickets. So we will get requests through ServiceNow. So the users will create the tickets and we will work on them and update them accordingly. Yeah, that's I just know the basic overview of this tool, not much. But after looking at your videos, yeah, little more than what I used to know. Yeah.
Okay. Just tell me one thing. Like, have you used ServiceNow as a ticketing as a customer of ServiceNow? Are you using it on a day-to-day basis in your company, or how is it?
No, I'm not using it on day-to-day basis. So we will get tickets like, okay, this ticket got assigned. So actually, we have, as I told you, I'm a database developer. So to be precise, it's a EBS, Oracle EBS database developer. So we have EBS system, and the users will have different modules that they work on. So if there is some issue with the particular module, the user will say, hey, there is some issue with this, so I'm creating a ticket number, something like that, and he will forward me. So what I...
in ServiceNow, or where are you creating it?
Sorry?
Are you creating these tickets in ServiceNow tool, or
No,
where
I
are you
don't
doing?
create tickets. The user will create. I will just the user will give me the ticket number. So what I do is I will go to that ticket and see what's the issue. So he will describe what's the issue in Oracle. So it's just for reading purpose only, nothing much.
So you are,
The other company.
let's just one query I have. So let's say if the ticket is created, is the ticket is sitting in ServiceNow, and there do you update, or how is it?
So they will update everything. So let's say the user says there is some issue in this particular module, and he will give me the ticket number. And mostly they will communicate through email, but for recording purpose they will do it. But mostly I will make a call, or I will converse in email. But if there is anything that I need to look at, because they write everything in detail in the ticket, right? So if I need to look at it for second time, I will go to that ticket number and look at it. But yeah, my access to that service now is very limited. So it's just for reading purpose. I would say I am not using it. Yeah. We can pretend like I don't have any knowledge on service now.
Okay, no worries. So like, because you have seen the tool, okay, even if you have not used it, I'm okay with that. So what can you say about ServiceNow? Like, let's say if I ask you as a end user, as a layman person who doesn't know technical stuff, I just want to get an answer. Okay, what do you mean by ServiceNow? So what will be your simplest definition there?
So it's an interactive tool between end user and I would say developer, or whoever is admin to that tool, and between the end user. So he will interact through the ServiceNow tool to solve his issues. Let's say So I used to work in another, I mean, the old company that I worked for. So I have a IT support team where we will, I mean, if I have a laptop issue or if I don't have access to some sites or firewall issues or something like that, so the first thing that I will do is I will reach out to my manager, or the second way is to raise a ticket. But mostly it will be taken care by manager itself. So uh, likewise, this is how we use the service now. But yeah, to answer your question, it's an interactive tool between the end user and whoever is uh, managing in that particular organization.
So can I say ServiceNow is nothing but it's an interacting tool? Yeah, you're correct, between the user and the concerned technician. Can I say so?
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
So at any particular point in time, whenever a user, let's say for example, yeah, as you said, you are correct. That is if I need a product, or if I'm holding some product and it is not working fine, like either of the ways, then I'll be going ahead and making use of it.
Yeah.
Correct. So at any particular point in time, what we surely need to understand over here in this case is, the first thing which we surely need to understand over here in this given case is that while doing the configuration up over here in this case, we have to make sure to understand, first thing first, we are using ServiceNow for what purpose? First thing first is to understand that we are using ServiceNow for the people to interact with each other, obviously
Mhm,
because of the technical reasoning and stuff. Correct.
mhm,
Okay. The next thing which we may want to understand over here in this case is what? The next thing which we may want to understand over here in this case is that is obviously its scope is not only limited to the ticketing tool, but also it provides some other applications like finance, like your HR applications. Nowadays, ServiceNow is also providing chatting features, like
mhm,
through, like for example, if me and you, we work for the same company, so we, if we want to not use Skype and all, ServiceNow is also giving us a connect chat functionality through which employees can interact with each other. Obviously people are
mhm,
still not that much used to the chat, but yeah, it is available. Surely companies are still using the other application, but the feature is there. That's what I want to make you understand.
mhm, mhm,
So such kind of advanced options, if we are getting, obviously the customer satisfaction is becoming more, because we, what future vision ServiceNow is having is to have all the organization in-house process get automated by using ServiceNow.
mhm.
Makes
Okay,
sense?
like Microsoft Teams
Mhm.
or something like that.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
So any kind of interaction if the employee has to do, they have to raise a ticket, they have to talk to each other, they have to raise maybe IT or HR ticket, they have
Mhm,
to create some change request, like organization will have change windows, correct, like any release happening and everything. So everything we are trying to give a single tool in ServiceNow only. We are designing all these applications so that the employee doesn't have to use, or the company doesn't have to invest in multiple other applications. Rather, it is one single application, one single tool through which you can access, through which you can automate the entire org level process.
okay. Mhm,
Okay, so that's the vision which, towards which it is driving to. Obviously, a
mhm,
number of applications are already in place, and number it is still in the process of defining and designing, because of
mhm,
which obviously, yeah, the transition is good from the customer's perspective.
mhm,
Okay, so if we'll talk about today, today around 90% of the industries have automated their in-house process by using ServiceNow.
mhm.
Okay, because as I told you, even your employee timesheets we have, no, where charge we use the charge code, or employee resource availability and all resource planning, even such kind of applications also we have in that. So when I'm
Okay,
saying
okay.
everything, okay, this we can do, that we can do, so many X and Y, Z are there. So obviously, other companies are happy that a single tool I have through which I can do all the needful.
Mhm, mhm.
So surely it
Yeah,
gives a much happy experience in that. Make sense?
yeah, that makes sense. Saloni,
Mhm.
so I hear some voice overlapping. So, I mean, just to let you
Is
know,
it breaking? Is it breaking
yeah,
or how is it?
sometimes it does. Yeah, sometimes it's good.
Okay, let me know when it repeats.
Sorry.
Just let me know whenever it repeats for you.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, moving further, the next thing which we may want to understand over here in this case is what is the responsibility of you as a developer in here? Any idea on that?
Uh, yeah, I do have a question in this regard. So, as I told you, I watched your videos. There is a significant difference between the administrator and
Mhm.
developer and UI developer. So,
Right.
yeah, I, the voice is overlapping now.
Do you want to rejoin once?
Sure, sure. Let me rejoin.
Sure. Srini, can you mute your line once? Thank you.
Allow me. I'm back.
Okay, perfect. How is it now? Is it okay now?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
Yeah, you were saying something about the developer. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that clarity you have. That is, which is perfect. That is, at any particular point in time in ServiceNow, there are different type of application scope again subdivided. Like
Mhm,
you may have a job opening for HR part of the tool designing, where you need to understand. Obviously, you have to have an understanding of HR process. When I say HR, what do they do? Correct. And
mhm,
based on that,
mhm,
yeah, you are doing the designing. There can be ITSM development, which we are targeting.
mhm,
There are even UI divine and designing people, the people who design the UI, who are who are having the expertise in CSS, JavaScript, such kind of scripting. Okay.
mhm,
What we are dedicatively doing is preparing the base for your ITSM. Along with it, all the scripting which you need, the backend scripting of ServiceNow, be
mhm,
it required in ITSM, be it required in UI, as in wherever the base of the scripting also we are covering for you. So as part of this training, ITSM in and out, everything will be covered for you. Along with it, the baseline scripting is done, which anyway you will be using in any of the rest of the scope of the tool. Okay. So as part of the training, we will be having, I think you would have seen that, but yeah, just again to give you an overview, it will be a 30 hours duration course. We will be doing the admin first. Why I feel admin we should start with is I feel that okay, you must have the baseline correct. Like first for you to understand what is ServiceNow in depth, application wise, scope wise, purpose wise. So there we'll begin with. Then we'll do into the development, go into the development, understand each and every script. That will be around 20-25 hours. And then the closer of the training will be around the integration. So it will be 32, 33 like that. I'm expecting max till that hours. Any query till there?
Uh, yeah, I hear now. I can hear you now.
Okay. No, no, I
Sorry,
was
it was
asking
a
any.
problem from my side. The earphone got it. Yeah, sorry, go
That's
ahead.
that's okay. So I was saying, does that make sense? Like how the training course will be?
Mhm,
Okay. Also, along with the course, what I feel that's totally our way of teaching is we will be giving you assignments on the regular basis. Like
mhm,
when we are teaching you one topic, once that development is done, we have taught you that script. We'll be giving you the assignments, which you
mhm,
can show the very next day. Then we
mhm.
can discuss okay whether you are there on the correct path. If you know your thought process has to be changed a bit, or maybe your syntax has to be changed a bit. Whatever the feedback I have, we'll work on it together. We'll try to fix that up, and then we'll move to the next topic.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I would like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
I
mhm.
sorry. I do have one more question. Let's say it consists maybe 30 to 33 classes. I mean, when we finish it. So I'm just curious. So what will be my, I mean, let's say if I get a project with an experience of 3 4 years or something like that, would I be able to handle that? Or what if, uh, uh, I mean, let's speak honestly. So here, how it works in US is they are not going to hire me as a fresher. So I have to show them that I got some experience, like 4 or 5 years of experience, something like that. Would I be able to handle the job?
See, okay, that can be tricky. That depends on person to person. There are people
Hmm.
who show extra effort, show extra interest across the training. When I give assignment, they are extra curious and
Hmm.
doing the lab work on the regular time. So yeah, obviously there, if you're practicing this stuff, surely you are on the correct path. Everything is good, smooth. You should be able to manage job. It's not that for every person we are providing support, but again,
Hmm.
some students are there where they need initial few days of help. Even though they have
Okay.
gone through the training, they feel that okay, starting few days I need support,
Hmm.
because I feel that okay, even though let's say I know the scripting, I know the syntax, but yeah, I'm not able to visualize when to write which kind of scripting. So yeah, few days, again, support will be charged separately. Yeah, we even help you there, is my answer to that.
Okay. Okay.
But it
So
totally depends. Obviously, if you don't need it, I'm not forcing. I'm not the person to force you. If you
mhm, mhm,
need, we are there to help you. If you don't need,
mhm.
obviously, everything is anyway covered for you. Every scripting we have taught you.
Okay,
That
I see what you're saying.
ability that ability, if you have created it across the training, that okay, in this case, let's say I should go with script A approach or B approach, that
Mhm,
difference, if you're able to make it or not, that
mhm.
depends on the student.
Okay, sure. The one last question, so I won't
Hmm.
interrupt you. So, second thing is, let's say, since there are two parts, I mean, let's club this administrator and developer as one part and UI developer as one part. So, will there be any job requirements that has both UI? I mean, who will expect both UI developer and administrator and normal this ServiceNow developer all together in a single job description?
So service not developer is a person, actually, frankly, if you talk about,
Mm-hmm.
many times the interviewer will say you, and which is quite correct, that we are actually not the developer, but we are the enhancer. Correct, the tool already exists.
Mhm,
The tool is already in place. We are just going to enhance it up. We are just going to
mhm,
change it up
mhm,
over here in this case, correct?
mhm,
So what we need to understand is that if it is a developer profile, they will be
mhm,
expecting from you that okay, you are able to visualize the requirement. As I told, different type of scripts are there in ServiceNow. What all we will talk about,
mhm,
but yeah, surely we need to understand or relate up over here in this case that whenever we are saying okay, if it's development, understanding, visualizing the requirement, and then again building is your responsibility. And if it is admin, you are the
mhm.
person who is acting as a middleman between the end user as well as the developer, correct? Like, let's say as an end user, I say okay, service now this functionality is not working fine, so admin person is the person who will do the initial RCA, correct?
Mhm,
If it's correct, if he feels that okay, no scripting changes are required, then he will reach out to developer. But if
mhm,
he feels no, the end user doesn't have a role or
mhm.
doesn't have a group access, let's say, so then that configuration he will do it on its own and he'll help the end user.
Okay,
So there is a responsibility and role segregation.
okay, sure, sure.
Any other query?
That's it. I'm good.
Okay. So what we need to understand next over here in this case, in at any particular point in time, now when I'm saying ServiceNow is a ticketing tool, the simplest definition which I can make is ServiceNow is a ticketing tool. Now, when you say ticketing tool, is the ServiceNow only ticketing tool or are there other tools? You would have heard about Jira, I think, correct?
Mhm, mhm,
Like people are raising tickets over there, developers or technicians are assigned tickets saying, okay, you have to do this task development, so on and so forth, correct?
mhm, mhm,
So surely what we need to understand up over here in this case is if there were already tools, with the
Mm-hmm.
similar approach, why that transition has to happen, why the company will move towards ServiceNow? Any reason which you can think about?
Uh, so the features that they are providing, as you said, yeah, ServiceNow. I just came to know that ServiceNow offers this chat application too with the ServiceNow. So the features which are uh, going to be useful for the business requirement, which suits much. Uh, so that's what the business owner is going to opt for, right? So maybe I feel like ServiceNow is a successful tool in the industry
Mhm.
now. Uh, so that means maybe these guys are providing much more. I mean, much more, I don't know how to put it in, much
Mhm.
more features than its competitors like Zira or PPM, HP PPM or something like that.
Mhm. Okay. So actually, the first reason because of
Mhm.
which companies shifted towards ServiceNow was ServiceNow is based in cloud. That is,
Okay.
ServiceNow
Hmm.
says to your company, okay, if you are using my tool as a ticketing tool, I will maintain the database of this tool
Hmm.
of your company data into
Hmm.
the ServiceNow network. So how does that help? Obviously, the security can be a question mark there. The companies may be concerned about it and stuff. So yeah, for that, ServiceNow is working upon the security. It is using the HTTPS protocol for the transaction and stuff. But
Hmm.
at the same time, what major benefit you are getting it because of this cloud thing is that
Hmm.
ServiceNow is saying, okay, if you are using ServiceNow as a tool, the database issue, the server issue, everything will be taken care by ServiceNow.
Hmm.
Like I'll tell you one experience of mine. So long back, I think around 2013 or 14, I
Hmm.
was working for a bank customer. This bank was using ServiceNow because they liked the feature, the applications of ServiceNow.
Hmm.
But because they were in Switzerland, so their country didn't allow them to go with, you know, cloud purpose. Because
Hmm.
in cloud, what happens in cloud, the net data is totally in the ServiceNow premises. So the company was not okay. The bank was
Hmm.
not okay with their data sitting outside their org, you know,
Hmm.
because of the data constraint, because of all those employee salary, money transaction, and all those stuff. So in
Hmm.
that case, we were using the on-premises. The
Hmm.
database was owned by bank only. But the
Hmm.
overhead in that case was, if let's say, for example, suppose we have a database size of let's say 2 GB. So the
Hmm.
moment the database size is all consumed, now we were responsible to work on expanding the database. Let's say today server crashes. So we were responsible for building it up, booting it up, understanding the issue, working upon it. So means
Hmm.
the overhead. If a tool is being given it to you as a on-premise means your company is now owning the database and server of the tool. So now your company will have to hire people who understand the DB, people who understands the server. So that any DB or server issue, which means any SQL expert or Unix expert also has to be hired by the company to use these tools.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But at any particular point in time, if we are trying to automate this process, if we are saying that, okay, what we will do over here in this case is that we will go ahead into the instance and we will make use of what? We will go ahead into the instance and now I'll provide you a tool through which you only have to hire, like in our case, the company will only have to do what? The company will only have to hire people like us, service not developer, and the company is good to go.
Okay. Yeah, that will bring down the effort that needs to put in.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
what we need to understand over here in this case.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. That was the major reasoning because of which ServiceNow was adapted so widely.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay.
So it is just a
Mm.
software as a service, not like the other scenario that you told. So there is no way that this tool can be operated by the company itself. I mean, the client itself.
So as I said, we also had that other scenario, no?
Okay. I mean, ServiceNow offers that too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The
Okay.
example which I gave you, that
Hmm.
we were doing that.
Okay. Okay.
That was one of the configuration in here.
Mhm,
Okay. So yeah, there
mhm,
are scenarios in which the things do work separate because of the company's thing and stuff, correct?
mhm,
Okay. What next we need to understand over here in this case is what? The next thing which we need to understand up over here in this case. So that was a major reason because of the transition. But again, talking application wise as well, also as I've told you already, that it has enhanced a lot. Like if I talk about HPSM or your remedy, they were limited only to the IT scope of the automation of the company, like incident, problem, change. But
mhm,
ServiceNow has also introduced. It has grown a lot, I would say, because talking about me, I started in 2009, 2010 beginning. So when
mhm,
I started, the tool was in very basic mode. Yeah, we had ITSM from day one of it, but today
mhm,
we have got so many applications like your chat functionality, as I talked about, HR,
mhm,
finance, your UI designing, the look
mhm,
and feel of UI can be better. So these are something which are new, and again, ServiceNow is on the continuous development plan. Every release, it's trying to build something new feature for the functionalities for the customers to keep on gaining their interest into the tool. So that is again a beautiful thing which I feel, because of which
mhm,
the companies will be into service now at least minimum for next 5 6 years. Obviously I can't give you a vision after that, but yeah, surely I see the tool being used for next 5 6 years for sure.
mhm.
So because of this, nowadays getting job in service now is quite easy process, getting good package is quite easy process, because yeah, most of the companies are using service now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That.
hmm,
Yeah. That part makes me worry. Yeah, I had this doubt too. So after 5 6 years, I definitely agree with you. Maybe we will have a different tool. I mean, who is a competitor to ServiceNow
it may
might
be, who knows.
get a,
Like
yeah.
for past 11 years I'm hearing the same thing, because as I told, like I'm only into service now. For me, bread butter, everything is service now.
Mhm,
So we did had our concern thinking that okay, will it sustain for such a long time when our profile is totally into service now.
mhm.
So yeah, it has survived so far. So yeah, so far so good. So far the journey has been quite smooth. Switching companies and all those stuff is quite easy process. So obviously I can't go beyond that. I can't
Sure.
surely
Sure.
give you any commitment. I don't want to give anything fake over there. But I totally feel minimum 5 6 years, so surely you are on a safer side. Who knows what will
Mhm,
happen?
mhm,
At least by that time you will be knowing the company's process, correct? If
mhm.
even if you don't know the, let's say the tool changes, at least the concept will remain, na? The ITSM concept or your HRSM concept or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So yeah, surely those things will change.
Mhm.
So, any other query if you have? Otherwise, anyway, it's a demo, so yeah, I think half an hour should be okay with
Yeah.
discussion. So yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I'm good for now. So that particular part, I that UI thing, okay, let's say if I learned everything, and if I have a job description, or if I have jobs that require to be a guy who knows UI and this ServiceNow coding developer, so will I be able to learn that UI developer in like I mean, it depends again on the person who learns it. Maybe some guys will learn it very fast. So how long will it gonna take to learn a UI part?
I am not sure. So I know very basic of UI. It's not my profile expertise on. So as I told, I'm
Okay,
totally
but
into
you
ITSM,
never
HRSM integration.
okay, but you never
As I
encountered
told,
with.
like in the back end where the server, like that UI has three contributors: the CSS making it beautify, the
Mhm,
client side scripting, and the server side. So yeah, tweaking it up I have done that.
mhm,
Surely I do even as my day-to-day basis, because as I told, server side concepts we are covering for you, client side concepts we are covering for you. Only the
mhm.
basic HTML, JavaScript, CSS that we are not doing for you. So yeah, I have tweaked, I have done basic designing, but again, I don't have hands-on for me to, give any statement there.
Okay, sure. I won't take more than 2 minutes. Can
Mhm.
I mean, if you don't mind, can you stop the recording? So I would like to ask two more
Yeah,
questions.
once.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think I can't. I don't know. Srinivas, are you there? He is the organizer, so he will have to do.
Okay.
Srinivas, are you
Okay.
there? Okay, maybe you can take it offline. You can get my number. You can WhatsApp me. I'll ping you back.
Okay, sure. Do you want me to, I need to get it from Srinivas, or will you be able to ping it in chat?
You can get it from Srinivas. He'll
Okay.
be creating a group or something, and then you can carry forward. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, then chalo. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Saloni. Have a nice day. Bye bye.